A museum in the Valley renovated a nearly 20-year-old exhibit showcasing the historical significance of boarding schools to the Native American community.
Cronkite News reporter Marcella Baietto was able to attend a preview of the event before the exhibit opened to the public.
Native American boarding schools have been a controversial topic for those a part of the indigenous community. And right here at the Hearn Museum, there's currently a newly renovated exhibit combining context, history, and healing.
I'm seeing classmates and I'm laughing because I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen Ray in forever, and there he is.
And it's those faces, the very first thing you see when walking into the newly renovated exhibit inside Phoenix's Hearn Museum. It's an interactive and immersive experience going back in time when many Native Americans were sent off to boarding schools across the country starting in 1879 till the 1990s. The idea was to have these indigenous children assimilate into the Euro-American society at the time.
Well, I really think it's a hidden history that a lot of people are not aware of. People drive up and down Indian School Road in Phoenix every day and don't know the association with Phoenix Indian School, which had a 99-year history.
Historical photographs, clothing, and mock dorm rooms serve to show what life was like for these Native students at the schools.
Welcome. Thank you.
Tolahongva, who went to Phoenix Indian School, says those early boarding school days still bring up heavy emotions for her people.
Whenever a child is separated from their family for an extended period of time, that's trauma.
One of the most impactful pieces on displays is this bright teal hair cutting chair, next to hair and chopped braids scattered on the floor.
The hair was cut, again, because the schools are based on a military model. They didn't respect or understand the purpose of long hair and braids.
Brian Brayboy, who is a special advisor on American Indian Affairs at ASU, agrees Native American boarding schools in the past were controversial and discriminatory. In 2019, he sees the experience as a much more positive one.
For communities who are in rural places, who have schools that aren't easily accessible, boarding schools today serve a real important purpose.
For Tolahongva, despite the efforts to suppress her ancestral roots, the pride she felt being Native American was simply too big to forget.
Those young kids in those early years continue to speak their languages. They just did it in places where the adults couldn't hear them and get after them. Nothing stays exactly the same for 99 years. Things change.
In Phoenix, Marcella Baietto, Cronkite News. According to the Hearn Museum's curator over here, there's currently no end date for the exhibit. Live in downtown Phoenix, Marcella Baietto, Cronkite News.